Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwab. Shalom. Let's just buy on back again through the spirit and power and mercy and grace of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Now, I just want to get into a very brief live stream, as you can see by the title. All right? The prophets are at the edge of their seats, man. Okay? As well as you, beloved Akiyam, Akwath, men, women, and children, all right, of the hopeful elect. Being that you understand the times that we're living in and the reality, all right, of the fall of our enemy Esau, man. All right, the whole collapse of this system that we're witnessing, we understand what this evolves around. Okay, we clearly understand that these are sure signs and tokens of the end of Esau, man. All right, from these SNAP benefits going bye-bye, WIC, and these government support programs or what have you. We know all this means what? The fall of Esau, man. All right, and hey, we've been patient. We're gonna stay patient. We've been patient, and we're gonna continue to be patient. Which, patience goes into suffer. To suffer. We're gonna continue to suffer and be patient until Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai makes this come to pass, man. All right, but one thing's for certain. All right, the true men of the Lord are at the edge of their seats, man. If you're in the position, if you're in the mindset, if you're in the spirit, all right, of becoming, you're slowing down in the spirit, right? Or if you find yourself in the position as a man of the Lord, quote unquote, and you're drying up, hey, you ain't in the right spirit, man. You're not paying attention. You're not tapped in. Something's not clicking. Okay, well, what's happening right now on the earth? All right, from that hurricane that just hit Jamaica, all right, to the uproars of the people all through Europe. These are signs and tokens that Esau's about to be out of here, man. From the chariot sightings, we always talk about it, man. All right, we're going to continue to talk about it because this is what the new song entails, man. Our forefathers were in the spirit of inquiring of the end. Okay? When you go to Esdras, he was inquiring, right? Second Esdras 6, You have Acts, the first chapter, right? The apostles will ask Yahweh Shai in Acts, the first chapter. Matter of fact, let me start with that. As a matter of fact, before I get that, let me get this. As a matter of fact, let me get that first. I'll get that in Acts. Let's go to Acts. The Spirit's telling me to go there first. I got many precepts in my mind through the Spirit right now. Acts 1, I'm going to go straight to the point. I'm going to go straight to the point, verse 6. Right, the book of Acts chapter 1 and verse 6, and it reads, "When they therefore will come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel, man?" Okay, this was the spirit that the apostles were in, man. All right, what kind of counsels do you think Yahweh Shai was having with the 12 disciples, man? He was letting them know, upon me going up on the cross and being crucified, having to go back to the Father, I'll be raised back up. You see, I'll be raised back up on the third day, and then I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back to the Father, man. I gotta be crucified in efforts to deliver the nation. They were under the assumption that it was gonna happen soon after it played out. No, in reality, it was gonna take. It was gonna be a process of time. Okay, before that was completely fulfilled. You see the spirit that they were in. They were in the spirit of wanting the kingdom of Israel being restored. Okay, the world doesn't understand what that entails. That evolves around the tabernacle of David being raised up, man. When you hear the nations were under subjection. Okay? And contrary to part, yeah, you heathen, you're going to be in the kingdom. You're part of our inheritance, man. As the scriptures tell us when you go into the Leviticus, man. And there's many other areas in the scriptures that talks about it. You're our inheritance, man. You're going to be in the kingdom. Trust and believe it. You're just not going to be part of that second covenant. You see, so this is the spirit to be in, man. All right, the spirit of desiring the restoration of Israel, man. You see, because again, the spirit that the men of the Lord are going to be in, and the believers, men, women, children of the elect, all right, they're going to be at the edge of their seat. They're going to be hastening to be loose. Let me go get that. Man. Let me see something. Bear with me. Forgot where that's at. Isaiah 51. There it goes. The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 14. It reads, "The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he shall not die in the pit." All right, which we know America is considered a low land, right? It's considered a valley, right? It's low in morals, ethics. Okay. Look at, nor that his bread shall fail, man. Right? And our bread is not going to fail. Which the bread that the Lord gave us is the spiritual manna. Okay? Which he is that spiritual manna, man. This word, this truth. You see? Our bread is not going to fail. We're not going to thirst again, nor will we be hungry, man. After entering into the holiest of holies, man. You see that? Lord willing, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua keeps us. You see? But we're in the spirit of hastening to be loose, man. We're captives, man, in exile. We've fallen so far from grace. Okay? But the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because now he's raising us up. All right? And he's allowing us to witness things real time that's building up our faith. You see? What we're witnessing on the planet Earth right now, for those of us that know, for those of us that have been given that gift of faith, for those of us that have been given the Holy Spirit, we clearly know and understand exactly what's happening, man. All right? And it's making us become more fervent in the spirit. Let me go get this real quick. I think that's Wisdom of Solomon. You see, because the majority, the masses of the people don't get it. All right? You got our people in this confused state of mind. All right? Not realizing why Esau's taking you off the titty, man. In regards to these government assistance programs, man. Why do you think he's doing that, man? Because he was never for your turn. Real quick, let me get this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon. If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17, and it reads, "For when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou maketh their boldness manifest." So when the Lord shows his strength, only those that know it, all right, are gonna become bold in the spirit, knowing and understanding the divine power that's being on display. For instance, all right, these various chariot sightings, man. We know what that's evolving around. All right, hey, the vibration on the planet, man. All right, we understand that this is a clear sign of the end of this eon. This eon is slipping away, man. The Lord's closing this thing out. You see? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is closing this thing out. And we know and understand that, man. This is why our boldness is manifest, man. Hey, listen, the times we're coming into, we want to come into these times with momentum. Okay? There's no time to be losing faith and doubting, you know, and thinking that the Lord's not going to come through, thinking that it's impossible for him to perform a divine intervention moment for you. No, man. This is it. This is the moment. The scriptures tell us. Let me go ahead real quick. When you go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 35 and verse 20, it reads, "Mercy is seasonable, man, in the time of affliction." You see? Mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, man. In order for the Lord to perform a miracle, you got to be in a position where it's necessary. There's no need to perform a miracle for you now while you're sitting comfortably at the house, or, you know, just there's no pressure on you. There's nothing going on. No, man. When you're getting chased by wild dogs, or, you know, when you're in a position where Esau's seeking your life, man. All right, via these black op, you know, black op agents and shit. That's when you're gonna need that miracle. That's when divine intervention is gonna tap in, man. That's how the Lord executes, man. But you can't be doubting. You see, mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, right? Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 35 and verse 20, as clouds of rain in the time of drought, man, right? Hey, when that drought, hey, when them clouds start to form up there, and when it's a drought, hey, you know that rain's coming. That's a sign of relief right there. When you see clouds forming and there's been a drought for weeks. You see? You know rain's coming at that point, man. All right? And that's how the Lord executes his mercy, man. Mercy comes when affliction's applied. You see? And remember, at the end of this thing, as far as the church is concerned, persecution is a must, man. All right, but that's when the divine intervention is going to take place. That's standard. That's when that's going to be applied. And this is something we understand, man. So we're rejoicing in tribulation. All right, because we know that's when the Lord's going to execute. The Lord's going to execute as we fall into troublesome times. You see that? And we here. And as far as November, there's no SNAP benefits in sight. All right, and as a matter of fact, look at this clip real quick. I came across this clip yesterday, right? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Let me see if I can find it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing as far as how many kids this girl had, this chick, this N-Dub had. Check this out. Here we go. Check this out.
You know, with SNAP benefits being placed on pause due to the federal government shutdown, one mother in my Southside Lansing neighborhood says she doesn't know how her household will...
Bear with me, Aki Yamanakwa. Let's enlarge this.
With SNAP benefits being placed on pause due to the federal government shutdown, one mother in my Southside Lansing neighborhood says she doesn't know how her household will financially survive. Here's her story. You say you have 9 kids.
Yes.
You could say Monique Clark is used to having a full house. 5 of her children have left the nest, but 4 are still living at home.
My oldest is 17 that I'm taking care of. And then I have my 14-year-old Carlito. And then I have my 10-year-old Benny, and then my 8-year-old daughter.
A big family that comes along with a lot of responsibilities. And as a single mom, Monique says things aren't always easy. Financially, is that tough?
Yeah, it is. Very. Very.
And Monique is expecting things to get even tougher. She receives food stamps, but those funds have been placed on pause due to the federal government shutdown.
It's sad. Very sad. Hurtful, you know, for just the government to just shut down everybody. It's not right at all.
Monique says she usually receives her food assistance on the 11th of every month. And if the pause is still ongoing by then, she says her family's favorite holiday just won't be the same.
What am I going to do? The Thanksgiving's coming up, you know. Always was a resource for Thanksgiving to get, you know, all the necessary things, especially after the bills and stuff being paid. So it's, yeah, still think about it like it's crazy. It makes no sense.
And that she tries to...
Now, I'm going to leave it right there. It makes plenty of sense. It makes plenty of sense. You see the mindset of our people? Monique don't know what the hell is going on. She got 9 kids and don't know what the hell is going on. Okay? Hey, what the reality is this. You're in captivity, under the foot of your enemy, and he has plans on destroying you. All right? He's gotten you comfortable on the titty, and now he's taking it away. Right? In efforts to mold you into his new little system that he's got planned for you. But needless to say, now I just wanted to share that clip. When I heard how many kids she had, I almost dropped my phone. I'm like, God damn. She almost got 10 kids. She got 9 kids, man. 5 left the nest, old boy said. Oh my good, 9 kids. God damn. No, I mean, that's not an unheard of thing as far as, like, you know, back when our parents were growing up. You know, we know that's a different time though. I might have to move my car, just clean up guys back from like last time. But it's all good. I'll move it if I have to. But needless to say, yeah, man. It's not an unheard of thing. You know what I mean? Back when our parents were growing up, you know, there was big families like that, but it was a different, those were different times, and the system was not the way it is now, obviously. You know? Women liberations wasn't really popping like that. You know? Eve was still in her right mind for the most part. You know, she wasn't out of her mind, but it was still order, a level of order there. But needless to say, 9 kids, goddamn. Of course, the daddy's not around. And back when our parents were growing up, them 9 kids would be from the same dad. And this generation, you know them 9 kids are not all from the same dad. You know that. You and me know that. Akiyama Nakwa. You and me know this. But anyways, you see? Back to the point. Title. You see it. The prophets are at the edge of their seat, as well as you beloved Akiyama Nakwa that know what's going on. Okay, we clearly see that we're coming into perilous times, and we're rejoicing in that, man. Understanding that that's part of the story. Perilous times, man. The Lord, look at, let me get this real quick. Let's go here real quick. This is the book. Of 2nd Esdras chapter 4 and verse 28, and it reads again, Esdras inquiring of the end. Look, because this is the spirit that the prophets are in. And it reads, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, right, 2nd Esdras 4 and 28, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. All right, and that's the end of the story. The end of this eon is destruction. You see, Revelations 18. By violence should that great city be thrown down, man. There's going to be a violent overthrow as we transition into the world of Jacob. You see? So, hey, the elect are going to hold on to their seats, though, right? And be the living. Lord willing, we be part of that precious number. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. See, so this place has to be turned upside down. It's got to get chaotic. It's got to get violent. All right, it's got to get dark, gloomy, and spooky. Okay, but understand this, like in the time of Egypt, right? When the Lord brought those 10 sore plagues upon Egypt, he's going to do the same thing this time, as it tells us in the Apocrypha, man. All right, and just like how he was with Israel then, and then you know, in that case it was the whole nation. In this case, it's gonna be only the elect. He's gonna be with the elect. You see, we have shit to worry about, man. We don't have anything to worry about, bro. Okay, hey, all we gotta worry about, all we gotta anticipate, right, is coming into that salvation. You see, let's go here. The book of Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 54. That's all we got to worry about. Yeah, this is what I want. The book of Isaiah chapter 54, and I'll probably close out with this, through the Spirit. The book of Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 3, and it reads, for thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. Man, we're coming into this time. We're coming into the time of our inheritance, man, which our land, and you Gentiles, man. All right, look, it says, thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles and make the desolate cities to be inhabited, right? Okay, and you heathen are gonna build up the desolate places. All right, just so you know. Yup. Look at fear not. See, we're being told not to fear. And this is one of many scriptures where the Lord tells us not to fear. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded. Why? Because we trust in Yahushua, right? As it tells us in Peter, because we trust in that chief cornerstone, we will not be confounded, man. All right? For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt... Oh, man, we're not going to be put to shame, Akiyama Nakwaf. We just got to hold on. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, right? Because we're bearing that shame now, right? You in what's the society, knows us as ancestors of slaves. All right? This is what society, this is what these heathen nations look at us as, man. Okay? They look at us as, they come on, man. We're bearing that shame of our history. But guess what? As it tells us in, I think it's Ezekiel, you heathen are going to bear your shame, man. Tables are going to turn. They're already turning now. But anyways, let's continue on. For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore. Right. For thy maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name. And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the power of the whole earth, shall he be called. For the Lord Yahweh hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou was refused, saith the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Right. The Lord gave us the bill of divorce. Right. He kicked us out of the land. We were discontinued from our heritage. Why? Because we played the harlot on the Lord, man. But guess what? Through Yahushai, our atonement, and we've been bought back. Kahalayam la Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, starting with the elect. Continuing on. Right. For a small moment have I forsaken thee. Right. Again, this is Isaiah 54:7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. Right? In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, thy power, man. Okay, this is what we got to look forward to, man. Akiyam and Akwa. The Lord's about to come and deliver, man. He says that we will not be ashamed, man. All right, he's going to pay back evil for everything he's done along with these other heathen. They're all going to pay. All right. Matter of fact, let's close out with this. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 34. And we're going to get this in the, I'm trying to do it before that cleanup guy comes. He's gonna try to come over here and clean this area. Isaiah 34. Let's get this in the NLT. And we out of here. Right? Isaiah 34. Right? I'm going to start from verse 1. Let's go. In the NLT. All right? The Lord's gunning for these heathen, man. Starting with Esau. Isaiah 34 and verse 1 in the NLT. Come here and listen, O nations of the earth. Let the world and everything in it hear my words. For the Lord is enraged against the nations, man. All right? That word enraged, that goes into furious, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is furious, man. Look, his fury is against all their armies, man. Hence why he's going to gather them in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Right? The valley of Yahweh's judgment over there in Saudi Arabia, man. All right? So he can plead with them, man. Okay? He's gonna have a little discussion with y'all. It ain't gonna be a good one. All right, and that plead's not going into beg, it's going into judge. Continuing on, his fury is against all their armies. He will completely destroy them, dooming them to slaughter, man. All right, continuing on, their dead will be left unburied, and the stench of rotting bodies will fill the land. The mountains will flow with their blood, man. All right, yeah, this is the Bible. I'm reading from the Bible. Isaiah 34 and 4 in the NLT, New Living Translations. The heavens above will melt away and disappear like a rolled up scroll. And that's when them ICBM missiles are launched, man, and ultimately touch down. All right, the heavens melting away are these elite falling from power. You see them being sat down. Isaiah 47, sit down in the dust, O daughter of Babylon. There's no more throne. You see? Look. The stars will fall from the sky. The missiles. All right? The literal stars are not going to fall from the sky. All right? Even John the Revelator seen the stars falling from heaven, man. It's allegorical speech. It's a dark saying for the missiles, whether you believe that or not. Continue on. Like withered leaves from a grapevine or shriveled figs from a fig tree. Verse 5. And when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, it will fall upon Edom, right? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Look, the nation I have marked for destruction. Okay, the son of perdition, the third part of man. Listen to this. The sword of the Lord is drenched with blood and covered with fat, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of rams prepared for sacrifice. Yes, the Lord will offer a sacrifice in the city of Basra, right? Basra being the capital city of Edom, right? And we know, pursuing the Genesis 36, Esau is Edom. Basra will be likened unto America. Check it out. He will make a mighty slaughter in Edom. Wait, there's more. Even men as strong as a wild oxen will die, man. Okay? The young men alongside the veterans, man. All right? Yeah, there's going to be a draft. All right? The young men alongside the veterans, it says. You see that? The land will be soaked with blood and the soil enriched with fat. Why, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? Why? For it is the day of the Lord's revenge. The year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel, man. Righteous recompenses on the way. Okay, Akiyam and Akwa, regardless of what this orange dude is talking about, right, in the Oval Office, with all his threats and bold speech, understand, he's going to be stopped by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. These Edomites are going to be stopped. 2/3 of these jakes that are out of control, they're going to be stopped. These heathen are going to be stopped. Everybody's going to be stopped. You see? And this earth is going to be brought back to its righteous estate. There's going to be no more pedophilia, all right, Terminator seeds, plastic islands, and space junk. All these things are going to be a thing of the past when the righteous, all right, come into the position they're rightfully supposed to be in, man. All right? And this starts with Yahweh Shai returning, man, and delivering his elect. Things are going to be set in order. All right? And we can clearly see that we're coming into that time. As prophecy continues to speak, prophecies jumping off the pages, the Bible is alive and well. And this is why the prophets are at the edge of their seat. Let's go. We're about to go home, Akiyam and Akwa. Stay locked in, stay prayed up, stay faithful, man. Stay watching. All right? Hey, stay nourished in the spirit by watching the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down and being fed with these live streams, pre-recordings, all right? These digital epistles, man. Okay? Hey, stay locked in. Hey, we gotta go into this thing with momentum. All right, there's no time to be slowing down. Just don't be distracted. You know, granted, the Lord gives us liberty. Of course, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh gives us liberty, man. You know? We're under grace, but don't use it for maliciousness, man. Like, let's focus. Right now, this is the time to really focus on what's happening. All right? And go into this thing with momentum. You see? It's time to turn up the volume in this thing, man. You know, as a man of the Lord, it's time to turn up that volume, baby. And the Lord's about to take it there, man. You see? And we got to be ready through the spirit. We got to make sure we're on the same frequency, man, as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know? We don't want to be caught out there with little faith on display. No, man, ain't no time for knees buckling and jaws chattering, man. No. We're in the time to be standing bold as lions, man. It's about to hit the fan. Shit can happen at this, man. We at the point now, we might not come back from camp. You see? It's time we got to really lock in and understand what we're involved in, as the beloved elders and apostles say, and be prepared to go from glory to glory. I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akawaf. We going home. We're about to win. There ain't nothing to be afraid of, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is dealing. He's showing us that day in and day out. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakah Chodash. Hey, double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Shalom.